So we're on a brand new hunt this evening, and I'm just wandering around through the Australian outback. Yep, I'm still down here in Australia, at least on this video, and we are looking for gold nuggets, little tiny pieces of gold, and gold boulders, gigantic pieces of gold. And if we come across any relics, yeah, we'll look at them too. Lots of Chinese camps in the area, and the Chinese were over here like in the late 1800s, and they had tens of thousands of people and camps all over the place, and they were digging up gold. So if you find a Chinese camp, not only do you have some like coins and stuff you can look for, but you know, they may have had a little poke of nuggets that they left behind. A lot of them were like murdered, these guys, unfortunately. It was a really very brutal time. So if they, hid a little bit away and they were killed, it's still out here. And of course, there's other relics as well. I just found my first Australian mini ball. Well, it looks like a mini ball anyway. They call it a 3-ringer. It looks to me like there's a few more, but it's one of the old bullets. I'll give you a close-up look. You see it's got the grooves cut in it, just like one of the American mini balls. Fairly hollow base. I suspect these are like 1860s, 70s or something like that. Not really sure of the date, but we'll get on that a little bit later. I did find a little baby musket ball a couple minutes ago too, but it's already in the bag. So let's go ahead. We're going to move down this little dry wash, which actually flows part of the year. What's that? Flows part of the year. It's an old shovel right there. Again, these are all mine. This is all mining stuff right here. They said to be careful picking stuff up. Old shovel, horseshoes. Looks to me like maybe somebody like a digger threw those there at one time. So it's probably been hunted before. And because I've already seen dig holes, fresh dig holes, I know that it has been hunted recently. We're going that way. Colleen and Warren are not too far behind me, so they'll catch up to us pretty soon. I'll show you my settings at the next target. Because we need to find some relics before it gets dark. Or some gold nuggets, or gold boulders, or whatever they call them down here. That's where I found my mini ball right there. I got another target right beside it, and it looks like a musket ball. Now the neat thing about this is a chewed up musket ball, is that, this is old. I mean, this isn't like 1910 or 1880. This is, this could easily date into the 1860s, no problem at all. I think we're onto some stuff here. Hopefully we'll find one of those, but it'll be a golden color and all the way through. Gold. It wants me gold. We're gonna find some. I suspect I'm standing on an old Chinese camp right here, not too far from where I found those bullets. And the reason I suspect it is there's lots of broken glass and metal and artifacts on the ground. I'm looking around and there's tons of these strips that I think came out of some type of packaging, which is lots of broken glass. And I've been seeing, well, let me find you some broken glass. Yeah, okay, here's a good spot. It's a little area here. You see all the green glass and bits and pieces. I actually picked up a couple of these as I went across. There's a lot of it in here. I think what we'll do is I'm going to these read like 47 to 48. I might start skipping these this kind of target for a little bit. If I dig up 3 or 4 more of them, because there's a lot of this in here. Now this has been hunted before. There's no doubt about it. So there's no reason. Well, it's probably about what gold reads too. I don't know. All right, let's get to it. I'll keep digging them in case it's a gold nugget. I'm digging plenty of targets, but there are no gold targets yet. A lot of fired bullets and melted lead like this. And apparently, this is pretty common in these Chinese camps. So I'm going to keep moving along a little bit. And Warren said there were some graves down here somewhere. So if I can find them, we'll take a peek at them. I guess the main part of the camp was up there. There's Warren right there. The main part of the camp was over in that area. So I guess they just hauled their dead down here and buried them. But it's my understanding that, they didn't stay here forever, the Chinese. So when they got ready to go back to China, they would dig up the people and take their bones and bring them back to China with them. It's kind of like their tradition, I guess. And Warren was telling me that they would actually make sure the bones were hollow, the long bones were hollow and stuff, and they'd fill them with gold dust to smuggle the gold out of the country so they didn't have to pay extra tax on that. But anyway, we're going to go down here and see if we can see the graves real quick, and then we're going to keep boogieing down the bend and see if we can find another spot. I already walked through the area we're warned to the graves, or I didn't say anything. I guess we'll have to have them show them to us. Of course, the grass is pretty tall. Weird flat spot here. This has definitely been disturbed, more so than me even. I don't know if there might have been a camp here or not. I don't see any glass or anything, but we're gonna, you know, I'm gonna run the machine over it, of course. Yeah, it does look a lot different than everything else I've seen. All right, let's run the machine over this a little bit. Oh, what's this? Let's check this out. Oh, a termite mound. I thought that was a rock standing on end. It's an old termite mound. I keep thinking they're like little stones. They, you know, stood up like gravestones, but they're obviously not. I guess they're just no longer alive. No longer a colony in that one, but there's a colony in this one. See, a different color. That, maybe that's what they're talking about. Maybe that's a grave. That could very well be. And again, you know, chances there's not anybody in there anymore, because they took the bones away with them when they went back home. It's a good way to do it. This is a cool little spot here. Got some water, maybe some crocodiles. Yeah, there's not much water out in this country this time of year, but there's all kinds of weird stuff moving under there. I'm hoping that's just fish, but back in the day, this would have, of course, all been dug out, all these cracks with miners looking for nuggets. We're going to run the machine over here. Don't you worry about that. I just have some more water over here from up high. Yeah, look at that. Almost drink that, couldn't you? Got little fishies. I think in another month or two it's supposed to start raining again. You know, the rainy season comes, so hopefully the fishies will make it till then. All right, let's detect this. What do you say? Find a nugget, then we'll go back up there and up to the table end and see what we can find up there. I think they're laughing at me. Kookaburra is over there somewhere, but of course as soon as I stop they quit making, oh, there it goes. It quits making their noise. This is what they call a Chinese oven. I'm not sure. I guess it's where they made their bread and stuff. You see a lot of these along the creeks. You know, the creek's right down there. And anytime you have a flat area like this, they would have a camp. I guess every little camp had its oven. Now, I'm not 100% on that, but I would assume that's the case. You got to remember, there are tens of thousands of Chinese gold miners out here for 10 or 20 years, spread out all over the country, or this part of the country anyway. All right, let's look. I see some glass. Let's look at the ground. I saw a couple pieces of blue glass in here somewhere. Haven't started detecting yet, but we'll run the machine over it. I'll let you know if I find anything. What that thing is? I guess that's a rock in it. So the little oven is right over there, and I didn't really, want to dig around it too much. But I have a signal right here. That's reading in the 70s, so I'm hoping it's a coin. Oh, by the way, today I'm using the Garrett AT Max. I am in 0 mode. I've got this iron discrimination on 4, just to kind of, get rid of the little tiny iron. Batteries, I'm running half power and maximum sensitivity with the headphones. All right, what do we got here? There we go. It's in the 70s. I'm kind of hopeful about this one. Those little strips have been reading like in the high 40s. So I don't think it's a strip. I think it's right here. I'll get just behind it and try to. Oh, that ground is hard, eh? Let me set you down. I'm gonna try to dig just in front of it and pry the dirt up as we get to it. Should be right here. I don't want to break Warren's hammer. Oh my gosh, it's hard. This is that. Yeah, there we go. It's that root. Okay, I think it's a musket ball. Looky, can you see it? I'm assuming that's what that is. Let's see. Yeah, that's a musket ball. I can't tell if that could actually be dropped. I mean, it's a little wonky looking, but it's not real mangled. All right, at least we found a relic. Another. Actually, I found quite a few bullets today. No coins yet or anything like that, but we're definitely on the board with relics anyway. So that's where I dug the musket ball, and I also dug a centerfire cartridge bottom right there. Decent signal here, popped it out of the ground, and I'm hoping that's a coin. Although, I don't know. What do you think? It's a disc. You ready to flip it over? Yeah, it is. Look at that. That's a Chinese coin. Could date from many, many centuries ago. And definitely dates to at least a century ago or more. All right, we'll get that thing cleaned up and camp. And that's different than the other ones I found. The markings are quite different. And we'll get this thing cleaned up and get identified. This little doodad had me going. It sounded like a little piece of gold. And you know what? It's a little piece of lead, which sounds a lot like a little piece of gold. But it wasn't a little piece of gold. Anyway, let me show you this. What do you think made this hole? That's kind of weird, isn't it? Looks like something dug it up to like bathe in it, like an old... Oh, you know what? They do have hogs out here. I forgot about that. I was thinking it looked like maybe a wild boar or something was in there, a wild pig, you know, slopping around. And that's probably exactly what it is, because they do have them here. In fact, there's a hoof print right there. Mystery saw. I wonder if he was rolling around over. Maybe he was attracted to the smell of gold. Maybe there's a giant gold bar underneath there that they were going to smuggle out of the country. And the bones of their daddies. We'll check it out. Just dug a little leather rivet. Oi, and I dropped a little leather rivet. That's a good sign. But we know there's a camp here because we found coins and melted lead and other stuff. I think what I'm going to do is I'm just going to work my way around the perimeter here. I don't see any dig holes here. There's not a lot of targets, so I don't think it was like a camp that was used for a long time. There's not a lot of iron. But I'm always more hopeful when I'm in a spot that doesn't feel like 100 people have been there last weekend. I don't think anybody's been here in a while. If they did, they didn't leave any holes that I can see. I just came across a beautiful flat right there. Didn't get a single one, signal. Yeah, a signal one, not a, yeah, what'd I say? Start over. I should have brought some water with me. I'm really thirsty. Just came across this flat behind me and I didn't get any signals whatsoever. It just looks so perfect for a camp. I have to come back across it on the way out anyway, but we're going to work our way down through here. The stream hits that hillside right there and turns. Oh, that looks interesting. There might be something in this area. We're going to go across the creek there in that little flat, hit that, see what's going on. And then we'll have to turn around and go back because we don't have too much more time before it gets dark. It's dark really quickly down here. It's really strange. The morning, it'll be dark, and I'll be up there, you know, outside just looking around a little bit, and like almost immediately it's light. The switch is really fast. It's strange. I guess I'm not hallucinating, but it seems like I am. Same thing happens at night. So we have another hour though. We'll find some stuff. I'm not sure what this stuff is. It's like it's red. It looks like coagulated or, you know, solidified blood. Hope this place isn't cursed. I actually suspect it's probably some type of sap from one of these trees. That tree. Which is weird. I've never seen anything quite like that either. So I went down the dry creek about as far as I dared to go because, you know, the sun is going down. And what I did is I came up on top of the ridge and we're going to walk high going back. We might drop down after a while if we don't get anything. But we're going to try it up here. Now I'm seeing a lot of limestone, little pieces of limestone, quartz, and dig holes. No iron whatsoever, so I think that the gold hunters have been up here finding gold because there are plenty of nice deep holes. I'm just going to work my way slowly through this kind of stuff right here, and we're going to stay high up in this area here and kind of walk the ridges back. We have to go back that direction. The creek is down quite a ways off to my left. It's quite a ways down the hill. But I really would like to find a little nugget tonight before it gets dark, because we have a coin, we have a bullet, and we have some other stuff, but we don't have any gold. And we need gold. That's right. I want me gold. Well, it's not really my gold. Now this, my friend, is a humdinger. It's either like a 5-ounce nugget or a beer can. I thought it was this rock right here, but I don't think it's that. That's like a, you know, 5-ounce nugget or a piece of junk. All right, let's dig it together. Oh, jeez, getting old, my friend. Okay, it's right there. Giant nugget or a can. We're gonna go ahead and pinpoint it by doing this. That's how I like to pinpoint. X marks the spot. All right, let's dig her up inside the hole. Oh no. Well, it's not a can, it's not a giant nugget. It's a length of chain. That's kind of weird, isn't it? But that's a good old relic right there. I love it. Well worn too. We'll put her in a bag. Next one, my friends, is gonna be the giant 2-ounce nugget. So I somehow ended up back on the creek here. And we still got plenty of time, so I guess what we'll do is continue along And look for some relics, you know, and some gold if it's mixed in, but relics from here on out. I wish there was a nice clear pool of water with, well, ice cold beers floating in it. But you know what? I know where there's ice cold beers, and it's that direction. This is kind of a curious little relic I just dug. Not sure what it is. Brass, kind of, you know, it's hollow on the inside and it's kind of crushed. Must be maybe the end of a knife or something, I'm not sure. Sun's going down a lot faster than I thought it was going to, so I'm kind of scooting along the creek bank, seeing if I can find any nuggets. And I haven't found any nuggets, but I just dug this. I believe this is a pin fire cartridge, you know, bullet. That's where the pin fire mechanism was. And that funky looking thing on top is what's left of the bullet itself. The lead's rotted away, but you can see down inside it's hollow. So that's a pin fire cartridge. That's a pretty good little find right there. And I found a few strips of brass in here. Cartridge, that thing was actually pretty deep down there. I'm just hoping there's a chunk of specimen gold that's got turned around during one of these floods out here somewhere. Go down that corner, check that out, and keep heading back to camp. So I about had a heart attack. I was detecting along this little ledge right here, and I looked up and there's like this creature staring me eyeball to eyeball. I didn't quite scream, but I almost did. Do you see it? Do ya? Looks like a nightjar, nighthawk, but I'm not sure what it actually is because these birds down here I'm not familiar with. But I'm going to say that's exactly what it is. That's a what they call a nightjar or nighthawk. You can see the ants are feasting on it, but judging by the feathers on its nose, I'm going to guess that's exactly what it is. Or something very closely related to the nightjars that we have back home. Make really weird noises. They fly, you hear them in the evenings just as it gets dark. You're flying around, make some really bizarre noises. All right, let's continue along. See if we can pick up something in here. We're still a mile from camp, so we're going to have to move if I'm going to get that cold beer before Warren drinks it all. I know he's probably back here pounding them down right now. He's out here somewhere. I'll probably run into him before we get back. Maybe that little nighthawk is a good omen. He's right there on the cliff looking around. And here at my feet, I'm getting a good signal. I think this is probably old pig waller, if I had to guess. Was it a good signal? You probably can't hear it. Let me move my headphones. Right here in the mud. Kind of reading high for what I think gold would read, but I mean, it's not going to be a nail. Well, let me set you up, and hopefully this is going to be a giant hog nugget. I don't mean the kind that you eat either. I suspect it's going to be something grassy, to be honest with you. All right, let's see what we got. Okay, it's a little bit ahead of me, right here, ahead of where I'm digging. Down in this mud. Hey, oh, it's not really mud, I guess. All right, hopefully that got it. Yep, it's out of the hole. Let's check it out. You find it? Yeah, it's loud, whatever it is. Right there. You see it? I think the chances of it being gold are pretty slim. Or a much better chance to be a... Oh no, is that it? It's like a bullet. Wow, look at that thing. That's a pretty cool find right there. I'm actually kind of stoked about that. But I wish it was a gold. That would have been awesome if that had been a little piece of gold. I mean, could have been, but it was just lead. We'll keep moving along the creek. We'll find something hopefully before we get back to camp and find the delicious, delicious goodness of a cold beer. Yeah, maybe that's all we need right now. 2 or 3. Another screamer just about 10 feet above where I just dug that bullet. And what I'm going to do is dig that out of the hole real quick and just show you what it is when I'm done, because I think it's reading way too high for gold. Well, it might be a screamer, but not of the non-ferrous variety. It's that little axe head. Pretty sweet, huh? Obviously, it's been very well used and broken. I guess that's more like a hatchet, really. Let's leave him for the next guy. Don't need to bring him. Ow, 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 ow. I just smashed my finger. I don't know how I do these things. It's gonna be black and blue. All right, calm down. So I had another nice little signal right here, and I was just getting a pinpointer out because I dug it out. I was gonna pinpoint it, but I actually see it now. Do you see it? I'll show you where it is. Oh, that's not it. I thought that was a musket ball. It's actually very light. I guess it's a seed. It looks like a cocoa puff. I found this little porcelain, Chinese porcelain cup. I've never seen anything quite like that. It's almost homemade, but I doubt it is. We'll bring that back to camp and see if we can get identified. And I also had a little 4-hole pants button, or shirt button in here. I had it in my hand, but I dropped it. Oh no! Oh, there it is. Okay, right in here somewhere. There it is. Just a little 4-hole button. Now, we always call these pants buttons when we find them from the Civil War, but I guess they could have gone on something else too. But yeah, nice little brass 4-hole button right there. So we're going to hunt this area a little bit, got some prospect holes. If we find another good target or two, I'll call Warren over. He's just right across the creek there. You can kind of see him in the middle. Well, folks, that's going to have to do it for me. I'm not going to do a roundup because I want to get back to camp, which is in sight, and get that, well, adult beverage that hopefully is in the refrigerator that's being run by that solar panel. I hope they save me one, man. I hope they save me one. Hope you enjoyed that little video. I had a blast. I'll get the stuff cleaned up and let you know what it is. And, well, we'll hit it again tomorrow. Maybe we'll go just for gold tomorrow. Let's see. Tomorrow. I'm tired. So we're in camp, and George is going to show us basically how to identify the coins, the Chinese coins, and date them, right?
Yep. So these are fairly typical of the ones we find up here. So George's got a little chart where we can actually look at the emperor.
Qing dynasty, and the spelling is westernized, of course, from 1644 to 1911. That's the range of the coins that we can find here. And this is an example of one we found. And the character here on the left-hand side is the cash character, and all the coins carry this character. And the character on the right-hand side, which I can't quite see, it tells you where the coin was minted. In this case, I think it's a Beijing mint. Now, to find out what reign, what emperor, I turn it around like that, and I can identify the bottom characters here. That's the ones that I use. So I look up at my chart. Have a look at it on the top there. You got your 3 lines there, 1, 2, 3, and then you got this little thing that looks a bit like a house there. Yes. That's all identical. Then down here you have the 2 lines coming across with the. It's this one here for sure. Oh, okay. Yeah.
So that's
1644 to 1661. Wow. This is even older.
That's pretty cool.
Yeah, that is even older.
Yeah. See, you know, people say you can't find old relics in Australia, but there's one right there, right?
But they were carried over here.
Yeah. Well, yeah. That's really cool. Appreciate you taking the time to show me that. That's really
my pleasure.
1600s, man. 1600s. Yeah, that's awesome. Hey. Oh, you're not going up to get gold yet, are you? I don't want her to leave without me. Until I go to sleep. She'll shake the coins from your pocket, take your gold chain and your locket. Mother Earth has no sympathy. She'll take the ring from your hand and bury it in the sand and keep it for eternity. Mother Earth, she's got her secrets she's promised to keep, hidden in her dirt or deep in her creek. Mother Earth, she ain't saying exactly what she's saving, where it is or what it might be. Mother Earth, you are my lady.